This is Bold TV.
Listening and watching beautiful, outstanding ladies with disabilities television, Bold TV, either on your Facebook screen or your YouTube screen. Thank you for joining us again this Saturday as we bring to you a fresh episode of the program. I am your host for today, Oluwatomisi Adeyef. I'm a broadcast journalist based in Abeokuta, the Ogun State capital. I'm a visually impaired person, a gender and disability rights advocate. Feels really awesome to be here this morning. I'll hand you over to my friend co-host who is here with me this morning to introduce herself.
Thank you very much, Tommy C. I remain Osaki Teresa Georgie. I reside in Port Harcourt. Good morning, anyway. I reside in Port Harcourt, polio warrior. I'm an advocate right for persons with disabilities. I work with Fair Care Foundation, a member of Bow Heart Initiative. I'm so glad to be here. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Osaki. All right, Princess, kindly introduce yourself. Tell us your name. By the choice of our topic today, studying in Nigeria as a woman with disability, I'm sure you are a student. So tell us the school which you are studying in. Tell us your course, the course which you are currently studying, your kind of disability, and where you are based.
Thank you very much, everyone. Good morning, all. I'm by name Princess Marcus Gungi from Nigeria, Northeast Region, Bauchi State. I'm from Bauchi, like Ali said, from State Polytechnic, Abubakar Tatari Ari Polytechnic, Banking and Finance Department. Thank
Thank you
you.
very much, Princess, for that one. She's one of our two guests. I hope the other guest joins us before we come to the end of the program. Thank you so much, ladies, for joining me today as we talk about studying in Nigeria as a woman with a disability. It's no news that a lot of our schools in Nigeria are not inclusive. The government are really making efforts to see that inclusion comes to the education sector. However, we as women with disabilities, we've had our fair share of this um, happenings around us. And so we are here today to talk about the challenges, the good things, the happy times, the sad times involved in studying as a woman with disability. And I will start this time out by asking, Princess, what was your admission like? I mean, I don't know if your disability is from childhood or you got it along the way. So tell us, after your disability and all of that, what was you going back to school or you gaining admission into the polytechnic life?
Unmute your mic, Princess, please.
Sorry. First of all, I was a banker. I was banking with Fidelity Bank here in Bauchi.
I'll punish
So
you.
I was involved in road traffic accident on my way coming back from Gombe to Bauchi State. It was unofficial work. So and I was also a student Federal Polytechnic Bauchi. I was in HND2. That was in 2015. So despite my disability, it was not from childhood, so it was along the way. And honestly, the way I found myself then, I had no any other option than to withdraw myself or to suspend school for a while. Because, a spinal cord injury is really devastating. It's something that someone has to adjust some of the things where I live my life. So it was last 2 years. So I now think of going back to school again. Although I always told myself I'm enough, I can do it. Yeah, if others can do it, I can do it too. So I have to go back to school, and my school process was like, I first of all thank my governor because the school give us scholarship. So all the stress and whatever process, I was not able to go through the stress. Everything was free, was okay for me. So I don't know, should I talk about the challenge aspect or should I stop there? Then someone should pick up.
No, please.
All right.
Okay, Thomasy. Okay, while Thomas is trying to sort out our screen, let me continue. Oh, well done, Princess. I'm so happy and I'm so grateful that just governor and the school will give you all of that free. When I was in school, it was never like that. Your is your own case. Though I had polio from early age as an infant, so all through my life I've had disabilities. I've lived with it. So getting into school in the early 2001, 2000 and the rest, it was not easy, it was not funny because inclusiveness was not even, the awareness was not even there. It's very, very far. All right, Tommy says back so I can let her continue.
Anyway, thank you very much, Asaki. I went to get our other guest, Mary. I saw her just join and I was about to accept and she just vanished. Okay, so talking about, well, kudos to the Bauchi State government. In my own time, it was stressful. It was stressful. I remember going to get my CTME form and somebody told me there and then that I should go to a school where they accept my kind. Don't forget, I'm with visual impairment. And so, suggestively, the person is saying that the school which I attended, which is the Boshuda Bella Polytechnic in Abeokuta, does not accept persons with disabilities. And then I should go look for a school where my kind would be accepted. That would have been a turn off if not for determination and commitment to say, oh, I will study here, I'll graduate just like every other person. Thank you so much, Princess, for sharing that with us. I don't know if it's the same experience with Osaki gaining admission. How was it like for you?
Getting admission in my time was not, like I said earlier on, the awareness was not really there, though people were there, but it was so slow, like the early 2000s. So people were still okay, what's she doing here? Can she cope? you know I remember that I told an uncle that I want to get to the university, and they were like, are you sure? Even persons without disability have not gone, you want to go? I said, don't worry, don't bother about that, let me get there first. So admission was, the process was not easy, but the admission itself was easy in the sense that if you could cross the orders, like the first time I got to the university, I didn't know anywhere. I sought out my admission myself, everything myself, and there was no finance at the moment at that time. So it was kind of difficult. But the moment I could mingle my way in, I know one or two lecturers that have been coming because our admission was not easy. As soon as people get admission, I just laugh. Then you will go to the school almost 10 times, like, and the distance, the locations from one office to another was even far. So you need to get a bike or a cab or something to take you to the place. So if you could maneuver your way, then from there a lecturer will know you and all the rest. The ones they notice and know you, that's when it's easy. But when nobody is aware of you, as nobody could picture you out, then it is difficult. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Osaki. Mary, you are welcome. Kindly unmute your mic, turn on your video, and introduce yourself to us. Tell us your name, where you're based, the school in which you're currently studying, and the course which you are studying right there, and your kind of disability very quickly. And then go straight and tell us about how your admission process works.
So I think we should continue. She's still trying to figure out our video and the rest.
All right then. Thank you very much, Osaki. So to the second question, how were you able to find your school, which you're currently studying in terms of accessibility as a person with a disability, a woman with a disability, and affordability? How was, I mean, of course, in the case of Princess, the Bauchi state government are subsidizing that. It's absolutely free for a person with disability. But others, your textbooks, coming for your lectures? How did you find all of that? Having access to school environment, transportation, and every other thing in between. Princess.
Thank you. All right. In terms of accessibility, the environment little bit friendly, although there is some classroom, lecture room, it was quite a difficult one for me. So the moment I introduced myself to the department, my HODE, and all of that, so they became to know me and they're aware of my accessibility, and they make the accessibility to become easier for me. So for that, they even go extra mile on selecting a single classroom that will be convenient and accessible for me to conduct the lecture. We took about the whole year attending lecture in the same classroom. It was quite okay for me. And in terms of my assignments and some other things, stuffs like that, my classmates they also assist because where I was schooling, the environment was okay, but the little thing is that for me, in terms of mobility and all of that, oh my God, it was a huge because any provision I'm gonna make, I have to make provision for three or more people. One, myself, secondly, my wheelchair, then the third one, my caregiver. I can't even assess myself. I can't move without caregiver. So for that, if I'm making arrangement of 100 naira for transportation, I have to make maybe 500 to all of that. You understand? So honestly, it's another challenge for me and another experience because the school
Mm,
people at times people look at me. See, I don't know. Some other people when they see someone on wheelchair, you become a story, you become a something or a picture to them. They keep looking at me like that, then I feel shy. I don't feel comfortable. I look at myself, is this okay? Is this okay? Who even advised me to go back to school on this condition? At times, people look at me.
mm.
At times, one mate me was like, Princess, can't you just go back and just be praying, praying? I say, why? I don't like the
Mm.
way people looking at me having pity and all of that. So they think someone with disability, you can't even go back to school. The only thing that suits you
You stay from home.
yeah, you
We
just
can
go back to
understand.
family and all of it.
Thank
So
you
I
very
always
much, Princess,
how I
for that one.
find it to say more.
Mm, mm.
Yeah,
Thank you
yeah.
very much, Princess, for that one. Discrimination, and also, planning for more than one person as a person with disability in terms of transportation. She has got spinal cord injury, means that she needs a wheelchair to move around. And trust me, taxi drivers will not be smiling when they see your wheelchair. They
Mhm.
assume it's a burden and all of that. I hope we'll get to that point where inclusive education will not be in our schools at the time they are admitting students with disabilities. It would have been in place. So whether a student with disabilities is around or not, there would be inclusive education. Mary, are you ready for us now? Okay, Osaki, tell us your story, your accessibility and affordability story in school.
Okay, in my own time, accessibility to tomorrow has not been resolved. The is still there. So the younger ones are, I'm so sorry that they have to adjust too. So the structures and the staircase is still there. You're even so lucky, Princess. I must congratulate your governor and everybody around you that they can even give you a whole hall for you to use for like 1 year. Who dash you? You will move from one hall to another, and even the hall you pay transport. That is how bad it was. So if you are learning the money in so place, in the afternoon you're going to another place which you of course, you there with disability you cannot trek. So other persons with disability will trek. You must pay that bike or keke or tax, whatever fare you will pay to go to attend a class inside the same school. Do you understand? So that's why it is. There's no time that the classroom is just all in one particular place because of you. No time. As in, they're not even saying you. That could happen maybe in your final year when you reduce, like the number of students have been reduced to minimal. Then maybe your lecturers and everybody
mm,
know you very well. But in my time, no.
mm,
As for affordability, because I my year one was not too easy because I didn't have scholarship. But when I got scholarship, it was easier because then I could afford
mm,
every other thing I want to. So that's all I could
mm,
say
mm.
for now. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Osaki. In my time, accessibility was another story because I mean my school did not have an on campus, so we all lived off campus. It means that you have to struggle in the morning with fellow students for taxi. In fact, my school environment was so bad that we also have to struggle for water. We have to struggle, for almost everything as a student with a disability. And then going to school, it means I have to depend on a lot. I have to depend a lot of times on my classmates to go around, maybe to submit this file, prepare this document, collect this, and then test votes. Because I mean, I'm a visually impaired person. I can only read in Braille or have access to soft copies in PDF and all those kind of formats. But my lecturers will not send you their, you know, soft copies. They say it's basically their own publishing right and all of that. So sometimes when I buy their own textbooks, which they mandate you to buy, then I have to go look for somewhere to either braille it or get it scanned into a readable format for myself. Even for my exams, I have to get my own typewriter, I have to get my own typing sheet. You know, at some point the school took it upon themselves and provided me typing sheet, but I still have to move around with my typewriter during exam. It was a whole lot, and it means that a lot of money would also go into all of those things because I mean, to get any book brailled, to get your textbooks brailled, scanned, and all of that requires huge funds. Okay, moving on to our next questions. What other challenges do you face? Okay, so apart from accessibility and affordability, what other challenges did you face? I remember Princess talked about people staring at her, people making her feel like, oh, why is she here? Discrimination at the highest level. So, Osaki, tell us, what other challenges did you face studying in Nigeria as a WWD?
Okay, studying in Nigeria. Princess, I will say, let me tell you again, welcome to the world of stay. To the world of where anytime you go, someone will look at you. I call it admiration. Don't frown on it again. Just believe that they're admiring you. Okay. So what other challenge I faced in university was I think then in the time I got into school, we were many, like the population was too much. So since there was no special seats for any kind except they've known you before they start keeping seats for you. Before you get I missed lectures because of we were the set I got into school, the population was too much that the classrooms was not even enough. As in, if you get as we get um it was stuffy. So they keep on looking for a hall from one hall to the other before we can get a classroom. So before I get to where if they change the hall, before I get to the next hall, like the class is even over. So most times you just you're like wondering where are we? Whether you're shouting which hall, class is over. It's over. So you now look for friends that you say, please when you go, learn for two. When you come back, explain to me. You now copy their notes. So that was the major challenges I had because we were more than the class. As in the set I entered, we were more than the whole school, that particular set of year one. So year one,
Mm,
year two,
mm,
there was no class to fit us. So we keep on roaming from one
mm,
place to the another, from one place to another, before you could now find a particular hall that a lecturer has managed to free. And what besides you if your lecturer is a junior lecturer to a particular hall that would have suit you, and if it's a senior lecturer that's taking that class, people are in junior, your junior lecturer, there's no way you have lectures. So you end up just give us their textbook or whatever writing material, just go and study. So that's how year one and
Mm.
year two were for me. Thank you.
Wow, wow. What the stress? That stress must have been. In my own time, there were special seats reserved. As a matter of fact, if I'm not in class that day, the seat will remain empty because you never can predict when Tomisi will show up and she will bring down the class. It was a whole lot of fighting, struggling, to actually reserve that seat. And for me, a lot of my lecturers were understanding, and so they gave me that space, that room to grow alongside. And of course, I was always also studying ahead. You can't afford to slack as a student with a disability because obviously people are looking out for you to fail, so that they can, have their words affirmed that, what are you doing in school in the first place? So you can't allow such negative affirmation over you. Princess, what was the experience like for you? What other challenges did you face in school?
So many challenge, unless I'll just mention few. So many.
Okay, give
Let me
us
start
two.
with the one
Just two. Just two. Very briefly, please. Two.
oh, let me start with the one that I always told me I don't think I can forget that day. It was a very good morning. I was having a flat tire in my wheelchair. And now,
Mm,
imagine with disability, how am I going to sit? Because I can't even transform myself from where I'm sitting to the bench and whatever. So I was like, and the lecturer was one of the lecturer that immediately he get in the class, nobody will enter his class. And I was having test that day. And his test
mm,
is over. So ah, so I left home as early as possible. I stopped cab. I on our way going, we still have the same flat tire again. I was like, what is happening? My wheelchair, I'm having flat tire. The cab again, flat tire. And that day I was having only 500 naira. I don't know how I'm going to transport myself from home to school, and I don't want to miss this class. The lecturer was very strict and all of that. So I was like, I don't know how I'm going to do. I managed myself to reach school. For me to sit in that class, it was another thing. I was just like, I don't know, I don't know. So I have to look for someone, start begging people, calling this one, beg that one, beg this person. So they now carry
mm,
me. They carry me to the classroom. I sat there. Then I now remove my notebook. I place it on my lap, start writing. After that, again, sorry to mention this. Someone with spinal cord, I'm using adult diaper. My body was just wet, everything, everywhere. I was just like, oh my God. Thank God for
mm,
everything. Thank God for everything.
mm,
But honestly,
mm,
it's not easy for someone with disability, especially spinal cord injury. Spinal cord injury. I keep encouraging myself. I encourage others, but aside, I look at it and say, I don't know, honestly. And rent increase and all of that for me to afford to pay my rent, buy foodstuffs, and at the same time, I was sick that day. So honestly, the challenge is huge. Honestly, the challenge, but we can't do that. We can't even discourage ourselves. We have to keep pushing. With time, we get there.
mm, mm.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
my
you just have to keep pushing, Princess. You cannot afford to give up. Now that I know that you're in school, I will be behind you. So you can't even afford to give up. I don't know if Mary is ready for us now.
Yeah, yeah, I'm here.
Oh, okay. So please quickly introduce yourself. Tell us your name, the school you're in, the course you're studying, your kind of disability, and just tell us
All
about the
right.
disability.
All right.
Please, Mary, put on your video.
Okay, let me do that. But before then, I'm Mary Mohammed, an native of Gombe State, a visually impaired person, student of the University of Jos, studying special education and rehabilitation science. I'm trying to on the video.
Okay, Thomas, let's move on to when she can get the video on. She's still not on.
Okay, we just have one very last question. How do you think can be better? As a student, how do you think things can be better? How do you think education can be more encompassing, inclusive, and standard for you as a person with a disability, more so a woman?
Okay.
So, Mary, are you with us
Okay.
now?
I think
Yeah,
yes,
yes,
yes, I
yes.
can hear
Mary,
you.
our video is working now. She's back now.
Okay, okay. So, Mary, let's
Yes.
take you in. Just introduce yourself and tell us your challenges.
Okay. Seriously, the challenges I face, I will just say one or two because there are so many challenges that there are so many. And one of the challenges is mobility. You like like a visually impaired person now. Seriously, most of my movements I depend on a sighted person because moving from my house down to school, I'll have to look for this, look for that, and even sometimes finance transport yourself from where you are to the school and coming back from the campus is not an easy thing. Is the accessibility, like I said, the way the plateau land is very rough, is very, very bad. You'll be crossing so many gutters, enter the school, go up, you go up, you come down. Like it's not really easy, the accessibility. And apart from that, seriously, some of the students and lecturers, like I said, they are individual differences. Some people are very careless. They careless, not thinking, okay, they don't even consider or think about how you're struggling, how hard you struggle to get into the school, how hard you're struggling to cope with everything. They care less seriously. And it's not really there are some attitude that are so discouraging, but it takes determination for somebody to move on.
Mm, mm. Thank you very much, Mary. And please do not lose determination at this point. You need to get education. Education is light. Let's not deceive ourselves. And so we must just continue to seek knowledge. And so you're in the school right now, just continue to seek knowledge. I mean, it's not going to be easy. The road is rough, but at the end of the tunnel is the light you are looking for. I really sympathize with a lot of students with disabilities in Nigeria. You need to hear some of the news. I remember during my time, I experienced a lot of examination missing scripts. I don't know how my script, which is typed, will go missing in the midst of scripts that are, written with pen. But it affected my CGPA a lot. It did, especially during my ND days. It really affected my grades because I mean, a lot of times these you know calculations would have been made, and then they would discover that one, two, three, four, five of my scripts are missing. Okay, so now let's begin to wind down. How do you think this educational system can be more inclusive? What do you suggest that the government, the school can do to make sure education for women with disabilities in Nigeria is better? And I'll start this time with Osaki.
All right, thank you very much, Tommy. Okay, from past experience, and I just hope and I think and I believe someone out there is listening. I think somebody from the educational sector will be listening. So, in my opinion, and I would say, when it comes for the infrastructure accessibility, they should just try as much as they can that when you're putting the staircase, me the architect or whoever that is signing it, there should be way where there should be a room from where there's a slope where wheelchair or whatever wheel can also access that same building, even though you want it whatever stories, doesn't matter, but also look at for the other person that might not be able to get into their one. Then when it comes to, since it's a school, it's education, means it's holistic, right? When it comes to reading and every other activity, for my vision impaired brothers and sisters, there should be brain, no matter how I look like, whether there's somebody in that department that will need it or not. It's a school. So one way or the other, somebody that we need will come. We don't wait till somebody comes before we create that revenue or that chance. So there should be a braille. Then for my sign, for my hearing impaired and vision and speech impaired, there should also be a sign language interpreter. Those is that not too much to have. So most times I think we wait till when somebody that is having that particular issue comes before we start struggling. So all of this can be afforded and be kept in a university or any other tertiary institution or whatever you call it, so that whenever the need comes, it's easier for us to cope. Thank you.
So excellent. Yes, I really look forward to that time in Nigeria where a school does not need to have a student with disability before they have inclusive education. Okay, so let's move on. Mary, what do you think can be done to ensure education for women with disability gets better?
All right, first of all, I'll start thanking the government and non-governmental agencies because we can't deny the fact that the government are trying their best, no matter how little they do, and we can't deny the fact that NGOs are trying their best, no matter how little they do. But like I said the other time, we need more of it. First of all, I want to still emphasize on the issue of awareness to the public. Awareness in the sense that people with disability are humans too. We have all the sensitive organs. And let me specify on my own disability, being a visually impaired person. The fact that I am out of sight, I lost my sight, does not mean that I am out of my senses. So what I'm trying to say here is some people take it
That
as
light has
like
gone.
the way this my sister explained, spinal cord injury. Some people think, okay, why are you even coming to school? Like, do you even need it? Is it even of importance? Like they see as if you are stressing yourself. Okay, we are human beings too, and we have our own destiny too. So we need to like also pursue our own destiny. We need to pursue our careers. We need to do what we can't just okay, staying like this, just being a visually impaired person, not doing anything. I think to me it's just waste of life. So there needs to be more creation of awareness to the public.
Mm.
And and
Okay,
secondly,
Mary was not able to take your second word there, but it's fine that your word goes to the general public that discrimination should be, the past. We should begin to do away with discriminating amongst persons with disabilities to say, oh, why is this person even coming to school? Rather, we should empathize and see how we can come around and be of good help to these persons when they are within the educational institution. Okay, very quickly,
yeah.
Princess, what do you think we can do better in our education system?
Well, first of all, like two of my sisters have said it all, but the little I think I'll add on to that is that let the government come out with a policy that will motivate or encourage person with disability to know the importance and the importance of the education and the policy that will encourage them. First of all, in terms of creating something like, oh, no matter how little the amount of pocket will be, to assist them. Like the way my governor did, granted us a free scholarship, whether university, whether any tertiary institution of your choice, as far as it's within the state, you can study. I think with that, it will be a kind of encouraging person with disability to study. Then, secondly, let's look at the kind of disability we have, like the four clusters we have, five clusters, sorry, we have. So I always say the spinal cord is the most devastating, whatever. So, like in my own perspective now, if I would continue my studies, I have to make arrangement of sorry, adult diaper, and to use that adult diaper daily. Then if the government will support, at least it will encourage us to study, and it will even encourage us to know that yes, the government, sorry, is doing something. Like the way they appointed our fellow colleague Abba Isa, he was appointed as special advisor on disability matter. Yes, the government, they are coming up. If they can do something good, assist us, come with that policy, I think we will
Mm.
move forward. Please, if they can do that, please. Thank you.
All right, then, thank you very much, Princess. Princess is saying that incentives should be made available for persons with disabilities to study, so that they are able to, get encouraged to study and also beat down the cost involved in studying as a person with a disability, because we cannot deceive ourselves. It's financially engaging when you want to go to school as a person with a disability. And I'd love to ask, I mean, by the side now, to ask if any of
Mary
us,
has
just
married.
like
Her husband is calling her.
women without disability complain of sexual harassment
You
in
know, yeah.
school, do we, I mean, has any of us had an experience in that regard as a woman with a disability in tertiary institutions? Mary, Princess, do you have any experience in that regard?
No, from my side, I'm not.
Okay, okay. Princess, do you?
No, from my side, no.
Okay, okay. Osaki, did you?
No, 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 Tommy.
Okay, so it looks like our lecturers know they carry their their boundary, but I have. I remember telling the lecturer that I had a boyfriend, and he said, "Ah, is it from Lagos that they are doing that thing for you?" You know. Well, I mean, it was easy for me to deal with because I mean, yeah, disability came into play, and I had to blackmail. Yeah, I had to do that. So, we empathize with all students in Nigeria at this point in time. We wish you the best, and we wish the school will continue to support you. Just make yourself known in the school. Let your lecturers, your HOD, your dean, your rector, your vice chancellor, whoever is in charge, let them know you are there. Let them know your needs. You need to continue to speak out, if not just for yourself, but for other women with disabilities. Thank you, ladies, for coming. Osaki, Princess Bundi, and Mary Mohammed. Thank you so much, ladies, for being on the show. This is where we call it a wrap on beautiful, outstanding ladies with disabilities TV today on TV. We come your way again next week with a fresh episode. Ladies, unmute your mic and kindly say bye bye.
Bye bye. Thank you very much, Mary and Princess, and my co-host Tommy Singh. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.
All right.
This is Bold TV.